Welcome back. Fiji Sevens coach Ben Ryan is looking forward to the first camp next Monday as the team starts their preparation for the Las Vegas and Wellington Sevens. Ryan has clearly indicated that players need to be at their best if they want to make the cut into the final 12-member squad.
It's all system go for the Fiji Sevens side. The regroup after their high-flying cup win in Dubai and then settling for play in South Africa Sevens early this month. Speaking from the Yasawa Islands, coach Ben Ryan is looking forward for the first training camp next Monday.
I'm hoping that they're the same as me. They're really excited about coming into camp and training and getting back into the whole run of training and putting their hand up for selection, and training will be hard, and whatever fitness they've done, they'll still be struggling to make sure that they can complete the sessions, and that's the plan for the next couple of weeks, so that we make selection as tough as possible.
Ryan has named a 23-member extended squad in preparation for the Las Vegas and Wellington Sevens next month.
I'm looking for just a positive attitude on and off the field. Make sure that they put team before themselves, and that we go to Vegas and Wellington with a couple of good weeks of preparation under our belts, ready to do the shirt proud.
Players are expected to go through a tough training session before Ryan selects the final 16.
We'll have a training camp next week on the 6th, and then after that we'll trim it down to 16, and then they'll come into camp, and then we'll pick the 12 with 4 non-travelling reserves.
And to be in the final 12-member squad, players must commit themselves even during this festive season.
Because nothing can substitute, the feeling you get when you win a tournament, you win a World Series, you win a world title for your country, and all those boys that are going to be marching into camp, they need to make sure that, they feel as though they've given themselves every chance to do their best, and that's going to mean looking after themselves off the field, eating right, abstaining from drinking, and giving it everything in training.
Fiji last won the Las Vegas Sevens back in 2007. Vashnil Prasad, Fiji One News.
Fiji Rugby Union has mapped out plans in terms of developing players and coaches as they begin their new season next year. FRU will hold coaching clinics for the school teachers and development programs for the school students for the betterment of rugby. The clinic is planned to be held in the first week of the school holiday.
Our training and education plan is already out, and we'll be emailing it out to all the unions. We have plans. We start off with the introduction of the new Scrum laws in the first 2 months of next year, and before we roll out our coaching clinics to all the schools before first-term holidays.
Development officials are expected to involve the schools in their new program structure that will help them field better teams for the Kachi and Deans rugby.
Involved as much as they can in rugby union, and the education of coaches, referees, and strength and conditioning coaches in Fiji.
And it will be a battle for our under-20 players who want to make it into the 30-member squad for the Junior World Championships. And after our poor finish in the last championship, some overseas-based players are already brimming with confidence.
Riding the waves of a new level of rugby in his career, New Zealand-based prop Funaki Wipi hopeful to make it into the Fiji Under-20 squad for the Junior World Championships.
It's all about mental fortitude, and if you want it badly, then you have to work towards it. It's about making those sacrifices to gain those whatever you need.
More than 20 central-based junior rugby players stand up for the trials and also trying to carry the weight of league into the Union Code, West Tigers trialist Penisoni Uluvula.
I've been playing rugby league in Australia since for 3 months. When I come back, I want to play with Fiji on 20 since I've been hearing that trial will happen, I think, January the 2nd.
These players went through a tough 2 hours of fitness training. With Fiji's poor finish in the last JWC, some overseas-based players are confident to take the Under-20 team to new heights.
The trial is going well. Everything's going well. Training is hard.
Pulled with this year's runner-up Wales, France and Ireland, Fiji is set to face a tough competition come June. Vashnil Prasad, Fiji One News.
After Andike Samo, 2 players with links to Fiji will be part of the Queensland Reds side in the new season that starts in February. Reds coach Richard Graham has included Chris Kurindrani and Samu Kerevi into his training squad. Kurindrani is the younger brother of Flying Fijians and newly signed Crusaders centre Nemani Nandolo. while Kerevi was part of Fiji under-20s alongside his brother Joshua Kerevi in last year's Junior World Championship in South Africa. The Reds start their Super Rugby season with the warm-up matches before taking on the Brumbies on the 22nd of February. And Lautoka football has been hit with a major blow after their president Shailendra Prasad stepped down from his post today. Prasad resigned citing personal commitments. He was in charge of the Blues for the past 7 years. Meanwhile, the Fiji Football Association will start their football calendar with the Champion versus Champion series that'll be played between Ba and Nandi in the new year. The Fiji FA decided this morning the first leg will be played in Nandi's Prince Charles Park a day earlier than it was scheduled. The second leg will be played at Govind Park between the defending champion Ba and Nandi, where the winner will then be decided.
But we had a request this morning from Nadi Town Council, and if they requested if we could move the game to Saturday, so as to facilitate their preparation for Prophet Muhammad's birthday on Monday, and we have considered that. We've agreed. We have now decided that the first leg will be played at Prince Charles Park on Saturday, the 11th of January, and the second leg will be played in Ba on 19th of January.
Former long-distance runner Vimlesh Kumar is making his return and will compete in the Oceania Masters Championship in Australia over the weekend. The Jet Runners Club athlete is making a comeback after last taking part in 2001. He will compete in the 5 kilometers, 3 kilometers and in the 1,500 meters track race.
He was last represented in that in 1994. So I'm the lone representative at the moment from Fiji this year. And the last competition I attended was way back in 2001 in the South Pacific Mini Games. So so I'm going to run in a competition after 13 years.
Kumar expects a tough competition against some of the world's best runners in the age category of 35 to 39 years.
Competition level will be high considering the age group that I'm running, that is 35 to 39 years old. And a lot of very competitive athletes are coming from Australia and New Zealand. And I would like to go and see how I do.
And motor racing legend Michael Schumacher is in a critical condition in a French hospital after an accident which has left the Formula One grade champion with a serious head injury. Schumacher is now in a coma after suffering a brain hemorrhage, with the accident shocking the motor racing world.
Michael Schumacher's love of the high life and a life on the edge transferred into his retirement. After decades of controlled speed, Schumacher was skiing off a groomed field in the French Alps with his 14-year-old son at Fell knocking his head on a rock. It's understood he was wearing a helmet at the time.
He remains in critical condition.
I'm
like you. I have listened to the news. I live here, so I came to see him. Again, we can't see him, so we'll see tomorrow.
His hometown fans in Kirpen, Germany, shocked by the news.
He is a human being like everyone else, and accidents happen, especially when you think you can do it better than the rest.
And Michael Schumacher! The irony is the 44-year-old's illustrious motor racing career was relatively accident-free. He won 7 world championships between 1994 and 2004. His first with Benetton after he took out Britain's Damon Hill.
Out goes Schumacher!
But it was with Ferrari where he lifted to idol status.
I think I do one of the best things you can do in life.
His 91 victories are a record, 72 with Ferrari, as well as 68 pole positions and 5 titles in a row. New Zealander Chris Amon drove for Ferrari in the late 1960s.
As long as motor racing continues, there'll be possibly some that might equal what he's done, but there'll never be anybody that will achieve more than he's achieved.
Michael Schumacher now faces his toughest fight after a life spent in the fast lane.
A minority sport in the country, Cricket Fiji, is happy they are ending their sporting year on a high note. High Performance Unit Manager Joe Rika says they have learned a lot with plans to improve.
Struggled a bit with the national side's performance and which saw us drop a bit, but we've built a lot outside the sport with the junior squads, with our facilities and so other aspects of it, that it's created a positive year for us, and most of the focus has been on building towards 2014 and beyond.
Cricket Fiji looks forward to a busy calendar next year.
We've got our under-17s that will be travelling to Vanuatu. We've got our under-23s that will be travelling to Wellington. We've got our national side that's travelling to that's touring India and also to Australia later in the year.
England cricket coach Andy Flower is motivated to continue as the team director and backed Alistair Cook to remain as captain despite a poor Ashes campaign. England must avoid defeat in the final test in Sydney to avoid the humiliation of a 5-0 series whitewash after losing the opening 4 matches of the series. Coach Flower says the whole England team is to be blamed.
A very challenging time for any leader. So for Alistair and I, it's certainly in that bracket. Out of challenging times, sometimes we can grow significantly. And we'll be looking at how we do that.
This is the first Test series England has lost under Cook's captaincy. The 5th and the final Ashes match starts in Sydney on Friday. Tomorrow marks a special day for the Turtle Golf Club in Watuanga as they host one of their top-ranked tournaments in Watuanga. Expect different aged golfers to be part of the 18 holes one-day event.
The Turtle Golf Club is looking forward to staging the New Year's tournament at the Watuanga course tomorrow. Tournament coordinator Elisa Lambembure says that interest has been very good and they expect a hype of activity tomorrow.
It is deemed that Sunday mornings, this was usually in those days, at the links would be beneficial to the participants physically, mentally, athletically, and very probably financially.
He adds staging this tournament is a way in which they can pay tribute to someone who has done so much for the sport.
When 1986, Mr. John Etimavo, former Minister of the Alliance government then, senior minister, passed on, so we decided that we have a memorial tournament. Since then, this event has been played on since Boxing Day. Normally between Boxing Day and New Year's Day.
The one-day tournament is expected to attract a wide range of people from all walks of life.
Yeah, it's come a long way, and we expect a lot of people that have won over those years to participate. One including the President, His Excellency Ratu Epeli Nailatikau. Also Ratu Tokitau Kanauto. They are very regular starters at this event tomorrow.
Selena Navuso, Fiji One News.
Fiji swimming has come a long way and, like any other sport, has had a very eventful year. President Jerome Kado took over as president earlier this year and says that despite the circumstances faced, it has only made them stronger.
Since then, I think we've shifted from challenge to challenge and managed by working with the whole swimming community. And of course, thanks to all our generous supporters as well, we've, I guess, managed to move from strength to strength.
Kado also paid tribute and thanked the previous team for their contribution that has made work even easier for him.
2013 gave us the opportunity to consolidate that, look at our strategic plans going forward over the next 3 to 7 years, and work on that with a review of our constitution with a view to building up solidly for the future.
And American Venus Williams has advanced through to the second round after a 6-3, 7-6 win against Czech wildcard Andrea Hlavachkova in the ASB Classic in Auckland. Williams will face Austria's Yvonne Merzberger later tonight with nearly no upsets done in the first round of the games.
Not so much raining on a parade as a festival. Tournament organisers unable to do much but cross their fingers and hope Auckland's weather wouldn't ruin their opening day. Though for 21-year-old American Christina McHale, the sun wasn't such a good omen either.
Takes her first opportunity, does Garbiñe Muguruza.
63rd ranked Spaniard Garbiñe Muguruza claiming the early break and eventually the first set. She wouldn't flinch in the second, even if her winning point did raise eyebrows.
Well, it looked wide, and Christina McHale's arguing the point, but the ace goes down in the book.
More of an upset, the elimination of the tournament's first-seeded player, German Mona Bartel. Last year's semi-finalist going down to Austrian Yvonne Merzberger in straight sets. Perhaps her form rubbed off on 5th seed Jamie Hampton.
Hampton had already made the walk away.
The 28th-ranked American misfiring early against wildcard Tamira Paszek. It took until the second set for her to find her groove.
Great anticipation, and that's far better from the 5th seed.
And Hampton would continue to improve, putting the major scare behind her to claim the decider 6-3.
And that rounds up the sports bulletin for New Year's Eve. I'll hand it back to Vili now.
Thanks, Drew. Before you go, a few more hours to go to 2014. How has been this year for you?
2013's been eventful, but with the last couple of hours left, I'm sure both you and I are looking forward to 2014.
Absolutely. Well, all the best for next year, and we'll see you next year. Stay with us for World News after the break.